time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel got a bird's eye view. Hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee as they'll start at the 21-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now this throw caught left side, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Demario Davis there on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Quick slant caught by Moore. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. Jackson now off the bootleg. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Now a run with McCaffrey. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A pair of negative running plays, and now they're looking up at a third down at 17 to go. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his target. That's more. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive going to plan so far. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. This is McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Let's go now. Come on, keep it Pittsburgh. Check. Walk 54. Coming to you.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a Saints 1st down on the pickup of 13.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Bridgewater. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 30 yards there. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bridgewater. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one, whatever they're doing, though.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone. Not
at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
From the 17, Bridgewater.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Bridgewater.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Trying to pound it in, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Gets fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Pick it up, guys, pick it up. Switch.
Throwing, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a third and long here.
All right, T. Don't let 89 go deep. Whatever you do, don't let 89 go deep. Single one.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown! Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Strip that ball.
They'll run. This is Kamara. Room here to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action now. Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Bridgewater on the check down. He finds Kamara.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check 9, check 9. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they'll try for it here on 4th. Bridgewater and company stay out there.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Silver. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Bridgewater to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let this one go deep. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
A gain of 10 yards. And it's third down.
Let's go now. 56. Pittsburgh. 56.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Fourth down, here's Jackson. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here live in New Orleans. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Here we go. Watch safety 3.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And he spins through. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down and 4. Jackson, throw left side complete. That's Lawrence. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Under 10, 10. Hey, check 24.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch twist. Check, crunch.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their deep, trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Switch.
Here's McCaffrey. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a 1-score game.
56. You ain't going nowhere. 56 to Mike. Hey.
Jackson to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen, and it's 2nd down. Now Bridgewater. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 33. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, together. Whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for our visitors, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.